In 2014, a group of kids were playing in the snowy forest when one of them noticed something unusual near a treehouse.
Anything happening?
What is that?
What?
Whoa. Oh!
What?
It's like a bear!
Oh.
What is it?
Crap, where is it? Oh my god.
What is it?
Oh god, I saw it again.
It looks like a Bigfoot!
Oh god, it's there again.
Yeah, Bigfoot?
Oh shit.
Oh,
I see it.
it better not be invading our house!
As they filmed, they captured a large, dark figure moving upright among the trees. Initially, they thought it was a bear, but the video suggested otherwise. The figure disappeared swiftly, yet it left behind enormous human-like footprints in the snow. Could it have been Bigfoot? A Reddit user once posted what appeared to be an ordinary photo of the forest floor, just dry leaves and twigs. At first glance, nothing seemed unusual, but on closer inspection, a copperhead snake could be seen, expertly blending in with its surroundings. One careless step, and that quiet hike might have taken a dangerous turn. During a scream therapy session in the woods, a girl let out a loud, piercing shriek. Suddenly, a man appeared in the shot, clearly caught off guard while in the middle of his own business. The timing was uncanny, and his panic was unmistakably genuine. Reddit user individual insect722 received a Ring camera alert early one morning. Thinking it might be an animal, they checked the footage, only to see something far more unsettling. A person, dressed entirely in white, wandering around their property. They had recently moved to a remote area. No nearby neighbors, no passing traffic. Their home is perched alone on a fenced hill surrounded by dense forest. While they'd felt slightly uneasy before, this incident took things to a whole new level. So, who was that figure? And how did they get onto the property? In January 2022, a hunter exploring the Appalachian Mountains recorded something unusual.
You'd be stupid to walk out here in a suit. You'd get shot. He's right behind that tree. The big one. Look. And his hair's gray and black. Is that gray? Or is that snow?
The footage reveals a large figure moving deliberately through the trees. However, it remains partially obscured by the forest, making it difficult to determine exactly what, or who, was caught on camera that day. While cleaning out an abandoned homeless encampment deep in the forest, Reddit user HollyWhizzle311 discovered something unsettling. Amid the scattered debris and broken items was an aged wooden cross, to which was attached what appeared to be a fragment of a spine. There was no note, no explanation, and no one nearby. Whatever the meaning behind it, it raised more questions than it answered. In July 2008, a boy filming in the Rocky Mountains captured something strange in the sky. A ring hovered silently above the peaks, baffling everyone nearby. The video quickly went viral, sparking debate over its origin. Some speculated it was a portal or something from another dimension. There were no planes, wildfires, or any natural explanation for a smoke ring like that. To this day, the true nature of what he recorded remains a mystery. Was it real, or was it edited? In 2011, a family vacationing in Tennessee's Smoky Mountains recorded something unusual on video. The man filming spotted movement in the background, and shortly after it reappeared, partially concealed behind some bushes.
What's he doing?
The family suspected it was Bigfoot. The location, particularly around Klingman's Dome, is steep and challenging terrain, making it unlikely for someone to fake such a sighting in costume. In these mountains, encounters like this are far from uncommon. A man was camping in his caravan deep in the Appalachian Mountains when something unsettling occurred. He noticed the door swinging open and shut on its own. There was no wind, no storm, nothing that could explain it. The movement felt intentional, as if something unseen was causing it. Gripped by fear, he stayed inside until the activity finally stopped. As soon as things quieted down, he packed up and left. While exploring a remote cave deep in the Appalachian Mountains, Reddit user JTS4 encounters something truly eerie. At the time, the cave was unnervingly silent. Not even a single drip of water, just complete stillness. However, when he later reviewed his GoPro footage, he heard something chilling.
I might just broke off as I left.
A distant, blood-curdling scream. Although he hadn't heard anything in person, the recording captured the scream clearly. Other Reddit users commented that it sounded like something straight out of a horror movie.
It leaves. It leaves.
Some suggested it might have been a trapped animal, a mountain lion, a wild hog, or maybe a fox, while others felt the sound was too human to be natural. So what was screaming from the darkness? For 2 consecutive nights, a family was disturbed by screams echoing through the forest. Initially, they tried to ignore it, but when the sounds began coming from the roof, the situation took a serious turn.
Oh, damn. Holy shit. All right. Some bitch is one on the other side of the house.
Some speculated it could be skinwalkers, while others thought it might be a wild animal, or even a mountain lion. Then things grew stranger. On the far side of the house, they discovered an animal skeleton, completely devoid of blood or any obvious explanation. No updates have been provided since, leaving everyone still wondering what really happened. This photo was taken deep within the Appalachian Mountains. A lone hiker was climbing a rocky path when the mist started to settle in. He stopped to take a picture of the fog-covered ridge ahead. However, upon later reviewing the image, he spotted something unsettling. A faint figure standing on the rocks far off in the distance. The hiker insists no one was there at the time. The area was utterly silent. So, who or what was lurking in the mist that day? Was he being followed, or did he unknowingly capture a shadowy presence? A trail camera positioned near the Greenbrier River Valley in West Virginia captured an unusual figure that many believe might be Bigfoot. The photo was taken just a few miles from a local resident's home deep in the Appalachian Mountains, a region long known for mysterious sightings. Locals often speak of eerie howls heard at night and huge footprints found in the forest. Could this trail cam have finally caught Bigfoot on film? In 2017, a hiker calling himself Mostly Harmless set out to hike the Appalachian Trail from New York to Florida. He carried no identification or phone, only a notebook filled with handwritten code. Along the journey, he introduced himself as Denim, or Mostly Harmless. Traveling solo, those who met him described him as friendly, quiet, and somewhat off the grid. Trail angels provided him with food, water, and even showers, which he accepted quietly with gratitude. Then, in July 2018, 2 hikers found a tent deep in the Florida wilderness. Inside was the body of a man curled up in his sleeping bag, showing no signs of violence or struggle. His food supplies had run out. In weighing just 83 pounds, his body showed clear signs of starvation. Without any ID or phone, identifying him was impossible. Despite clear photos, fingerprints, and numerous tips, he remained unidentified for over 2 years. It wasn't until 2021, when DNA testing was conducted, that he was finally identified as Vance Rodriguez, a tech worker from New York with a troubled past. The reason behind his disappearance into the wilderness remains a mystery, but many will always remember him as Mostly Harmless. Back in 1994, a woman and her family were camping near the remote woods of Columbia County, Ohio. Around midnight, a long, eerie howl shattered the silence. It was loud enough to wake them, and so unsettling they packed up and left right away. Before leaving, they managed to capture the sound on recording. The howl didn't match any known animal. It was deep, drawn out, and featured a strange pitch shift halfway through, almost as if it was trying to communicate. Some guessed it was a wolf, others thought it sounded human, but wildlife experts couldn't identify it. The clip later became known as the Ohio Howl, a possible Bigfoot sighting. Then, in July 2022, another similar howl was recorded in Ohio. Shortly after, a Reddit user posted yet another recording from the same region. What's your take? Could it be normal wildlife, or something far more mysterious? A woman living on a large, gated, and fenced farm with no nearby neighbors in the Appalachian Mountains captured this eerie video. She mentions that she doesn't believe she knows these two girls, and finds it highly unlikely that anyone would be there at that time. Many suspect the girls might not even be human, suggesting they could be skinwalkers, beings that change shape to lure people outside their homes. Considering how unusual it is for anyone to be around, the woman can't completely dismiss that idea. While trekking deep into the Appalachian Mountains, a hiker stumbled upon something unnerving. In a silent clearing surrounded by towering trees stood a peculiar structure, strangely arranged, almost ritualistic in appearance. Intrigued, they took a photo. But later, upon reviewing the image, they noticed something they hadn't seen in person, a dark figure standing among the trees silently watching. The hiker was certain they had been alone, or at least, they thought they were. So the question remains, who or what was watching from the shadows that day? While walking his dog through the woods, this man came across something unusual hidden in the underbrush, a small device emitting strange noises. Initially, it sounded like static, but soon a pattern emerged, a voice speaking what a friend later recognized as Mandarin. The whole situation felt eerie, and to this day, the origin of the device and who put it there remains a mystery. Hiker Ma Journey set out to reach a remote hunter's cabin deep in the mountains, but as night began to fall, he realized he was still a long way off. Fortunately, he came across an old abandoned tree shelter just in time and chose to spend the night there. That decision may have saved him. A pack of wolves began circling the area shortly after. Had he continued on in the dark to find the cabin, the outcome could have been far more dangerous. Someone staying in a mountain cabin was shocked by something truly unsettling. At first, the footage appeared to show a spider crawling across the surface, but on closer inspection, it revealed something far more disturbing. The spider was not alive on its own. It was being controlled by a parasitic fungus called cordyceps, the same fungus that inspired the infection in The Last of Us. Once the spores infect their host, they take over the body and brain, turning the creature into a puppet. The fungus continues to grow until it ultimately kills the host. The creepiest part is that the spider isn't even aware it's being controlled, slowly moving while dying. A woman living alone in the Appalachian Mountains recorded this video and posted it on TikTok. Out here in Appalachia, the rules are clear. If you hear something, pretend you didn't. And that's just the beginning. If you hear your name called in the woods, don't respond. Don't peek out the window at night if you hear tapping. Never whistle after dark. Always stick to the trail. If something seems almost human, it's not. And whatever you do, don't talk about it too much. Keep these warnings in mind the next time you visit Appalachia. A group of friends rented a secluded cabin in the Appalachian Mountains for a weekend escape. The area was tranquil, encircled by dense forest that seemed endless. One night, while unwinding in the hot tub beneath the moonlight, a low, resonant sound suddenly echoed from deep within the woods.
Yeah, that was a car. Who's the aliens, bro? Kaylin. I think it's a train.
Es que porque suena así a la verga.
But that's just scary. Okay, do you guys want to go inside?
No. Es que siempre no va a pasar nada, pero...
Stop. I'm recording this shit.
Unaware at the time that the Appalachians have a reputation for mysterious disappearances and eerie encounters, they chose to leave the hot tub soon after and retreated safely indoors. While hiking the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina, a hiker unexpectedly came across an old graveyard at the summit. The site had headstones but lacked any signs or fencing to mark it. It wasn't shown on any maps, and no information about it could be found. Though the story behind the graves remained a mystery, the eerie atmosphere left a strong, lasting impression. Less than half a mile into a 2021 section hike on the Appalachian Trail, a hiker began to hear unsettling noises. Every nerve was on edge as the trail remained deserted, and the sound seemed to draw nearer, as if something huge was lurking just beyond the tree line. Fortunately, it turned out to be only cows. Not everything out there is sinister after all, but it's still wise to stay cautious. Deep in the Appalachian forest, a group came across this site.
Alright guys, check this out. We're out here in the middle of the woods, and we found this tunnel. Dude, look at this. Oh, there's wind.
We're just in the middle.
Whoa, they're like formation steps. Look at this.
Although debris blocked the entrance, a constant breeze flowed through the gaps, suggesting the passage opened into something beyond. The atmosphere was unsettling and unnatural, almost as if the place wasn't meant to be discovered. They never uncovered the reason for its existence. Living deep in the mountains more than 500 kilometers from the closest beach, this couple never imagined what awaited them one early morning. Around 5 a.m., the wife went to the kitchen to get a glass of water and suddenly screamed. Her husband hurried in and was stunned to see a huge crab slowly crossing the floor. With no open doors and no clear explanation, some suggest it might have come in hidden inside a box. Still, the question remains, how did the crab end up inside their home? While hiking in Appalachia, a man encountered something truly unexpected. So captivated, he decided to film a video about the encounter. Check it out.
Do you hitchhike with bare feet?
In the summertime, yes, but not in the wintertime. It's not healthy to go barefoot in the wintertime.
No driver's license, no identification. What about social security card?
I don't have one. No, my parents did establish a social security number for me, and the card said not valid unless signed. So I never signed it. And then I studied the issue, and I decided to revoke my social security number.
So in a way, you don't exist.
Yeah. And I had a birth certificate, but there was a flood and it washed away. So I don't have that either. I don't exist in the eyes of the government, but I do exist in the lives of people that know me and my Father in heaven.
I have no clue what happened to Titus. He took off somewhere out there.
This mysterious individual had no ID, no papers, absolutely nothing. The hiker went on, stunned by who he had just met, unaware of the true identity of the person he had crossed paths with. They say you're never truly alone in the Appalachian Mountains, and a longtime resident firmly believes it. One late night, he captured this chilling video, a motionless figure, standing perfectly still. Yet there were no footprints or any evidence someone had been there, only silence. Since then, he keeps the lights dim and the curtains drawn. It's haunting, but was it really there? A man living alone along the Appalachian Trail spotted something unusual one night through his cabin window.
The fuck is that? The fuck is that in the woods? Hello? Hello?
A pair of glowing red eyes fixed directly on him. They didn't look like any animal he knew, yet they weren't human either. This wasn't his first unsettling experience in those woods, and likely wouldn't be his last. While out hiking, a man was recording his walk when a bear suddenly began chasing his dogs. Realizing the danger, he acted fast. Spotting the bear charging, he quickly deployed bear spray to protect both himself and his pets. The spray worked, driving the bear back and stopping the encounter from turning tragic. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Dustin Frazier, a TikTok creator, and a friend went exploring Elkmont in the Appalachian Mountains, a long-abandoned site shrouded in ghost stories and eerie legends. But things quickly took a strange turn.
Now she fucking works. Okay. Maybe she's just cold. I'm cold. A closet. Is there anything? No. Okay. That's not a toilet. They don't be toilet like that. Did you see me? Oh, lights out again. Chat, is this where people do? There's a hot water heater back there. In this house. Also, my question is, what are they trying to keep out? You're like bears, fucking bears. Fucking bears, yeah.
First, the lights began flickering for no apparent reason. Then came the unsettling noises. And then, this happened.
What the fuck was that? I'm just...
As panic set in, they ran, and that's when they spotted it. A figure watching them.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck? Fucking run! What the fuck? Go, 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 go! Where the fuck did he go?
They jumped into the car and sped away, but the figure kept reappearing. Was it all just a prank? Or had they stumbled into something far more unsettling at the wrong place and time? Sydney, a solo adventurer, went back to one of her earliest campsites deep within the Appalachian forest. Upon arrival, the area was deserted. She pitched her tent and started preparing rice and chicken. Suddenly, an unusual noise echoed through the trees.
Is that?
Despite the eerie sound, she chose to spend the night. And luckily, nothing else occurred. A lone hiker captured a video while trekking through the Appalachian woods, providing no context, just the unfiltered moment. Though the forest appears normal, the sound is eerie, a human voice pleading for help, but it sounds strange and unsettling. The hiker didn't pursue the source or explain what was heard. The video remains an unsolved mystery. A man living near the Appalachian Mountains usually hikes alone and had never come across anything out of the ordinary until this one occasion. He captured a scream unlike anything he'd ever heard. While it might have been an animal, the sound felt strangely unnatural to him. Could this have been his first eerie encounter in Appalachia? In June 2020, Jimmy Reynolds spotted two glowing green eyes watching him from the woods near his porch. Living in the forest, he assumed it was likely just a typical animal, but as he approached, the figure quickly disappeared into the darkness.
See, there it is. Hey. Oh, what the f***? Do you see that?
Feeling unsettled, he went back inside, mindful of the dark legends surrounding the woods. While many viewers guessed it might be something like a skinwalker or crawler, Jimmy remained calm, convincing himself it was probably just a cat. At approximately 2:45 a.m., a TikToker recorded this eerie footage in the Appalachian foothills. After later enhancing the video's brightness, they noticed something unsettling. Something moving across the trail that shouldn't have been there. At that hour, in such a remote area, the presence was both unexpected and inexplicable. A shadowy figure can be seen crossing the path, yet the person filming insists they heard and saw no one nearby. Even now, they're still unsure of what they witnessed. While trekking through the mountains, a group of hikers noticed something strange on a distant ridge. Intrigued, they began recording with their phones, zooming in to get a clearer view. The figure seemed to walk upright, but its size appeared too large to be human. Unfortunately, the footage they captured was grainy and taken from far away, leaving its identity unclear.